Haley, if you could see and hear Michael, we're ready to go. We can't hear you, Haley. There it is.
Hi, Michael. Can you see and hear me?
Yes, I can.
Awesome.
Whenever you're ready, Haley.
Perfect. Just a reminder to those media that are joining us, if you could please mute and turn your camera off until you are called upon for a question. For now, we would like to welcome Michael Visacki to the virtual media room for the Valspar Championship. Michael is making his PGA Tour debut after advancing from Monday qualifier in a playoff. So you hold out a 20-foot putt in the second extra hole. What were your emotions after you saw that putt fall?
Shocking. Dream come true, knowing that I'm able to tee up in my first PGA Tour event.
And since then, you've gone viral on social media showing emotions with your father. Can you kind of just speak to that on what this yesterday's win meant and going into this week?
Yeah, Pops was emotional. Never seen him cry so much. We're not very much of a crying family, but this is the first time in a long time I think that we all cried because we knew how much work and effort, blood, sweat, tears has gone on into me trying to make it, and to finally be able to do it, it's a dream come true.
And one final question for me before we open it up to the media. What does this mean to be making your PGA Tour debut in front of a home crowd?
Best feeling in the world, being able to do it near home.
Perfect. With that, we will open up to the media. Cameron Morford with PGAtour.com will be the first question.
Hey, Michael, congratulations. That's exciting stuff. Real quick, can you, you talked about what the sacrifices that your folks have made for you. Can you give just a quick rundown of like what they do for a living, and are there any other siblings that also live in the home with you?
No, so I am only child. My parents own a transport company, pretty much wheelchairs and stretchers, and they've been doing it for about 16, 17 years. There'd be times where what they've done for me is, I mean, I can't thank them enough. I can't repay them enough. You know, sometimes there would be nights where they wouldn't eat just to give me some food. They would sacrifice, you know, sometimes maybe not paying a phone bill just so that I can go and play some junior tournaments back in the day when I would travel down to Fort Myers or up north to Orlando every weekend. You know, there would be days where tournaments they would want us to register about 2 weeks in advance to know that they had so many players, and you know, sometimes money was tight where my parents would call the director and be like, do you mind putting my son in? I'll have the money for you when we get to the event. And they knew that I was a really good junior golfer, so they would accept that. They would waive that restriction for me back in the junior days.
And real quick, your dad's name and your mom's name?
Yeah, my dad's name is Mike Visacki, and my mom's name is Donna Visacki.
Donna, D-O-N-N-A?
D-O-N-N-A, yes.
And what's your hometown again?
Sarasota, Florida. It's about an hour south from here.
How many miles are on your car driving around all these mini tour events?
I'm about to hit 200,000. I got my a 2010 Honda Accord. I got it in 2015 at 32,000 miles. So almost approaching 170,000 miles in almost 6 years.
Yeah.
Driven back and forth to Utah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. All right, well, thanks, congratulations. I'll let somebody else ask a question.
All right, thank you.
Good luck this week.
Appreciate it.
We'll go over to Steve DeMeglia with USA Today.
Mike, what has kept you going the last 10 years?
My dad pushed me because he knew that I had it. If he knew that I didn't have it, I don't think he would have been pushing so hard. But he saw the talent. He kept on saying, you know, keep your head down, keep grinding, because I've seen what you're able to do. You know, I've been playing some pretty good golf, and he said, just keep knocking on the door and you'll step in, and I finally stepped in.
Have you any idea how many qualifiers you've attempted?
I've for the PGA Tour, I've done probably about 6 or 7. I missed getting into a playoff like three years ago by 1 shot. That was the closest that I've been before this.
And lastly, have you picked up any other jobs on the way? Have you worked at any other places on the way to keep this dream going?
When I left college after 1 year, I was practicing at a local golf course because they had a good range membership deal for $35 of unlimited golf balls, and they were watching me practice every day, and they offered me a job, and I said, you know, at first no, because I'm trying to play professionally, and then 2 weeks later I was like, you know what, I probably should take this job just to make a little bit of extra money and still continue to grind, just so that a little bit cheaper for me. And I kept doing it for about 4 years, being a cart guy and a pro shop guy at my local golf course back home.
Thank you, sir.
With The Athletic, we have Sean Fitzgerald.
Hey, Mike, I was talking with John Sprague earlier today.
Yeah, Sprague.
He talked about how initially, before he saw you hit a golf ball, he wanted you to play football.
Yeah.
Did you ever consider that?
No, I was never the football type of player. I'll never forget, he offered me to play, I think, offensive line for him. First day of freshman year of high school, I said, sorry, coach, I'm playing golf. And he said, okay. And then 3 years later, he became my golf coach, and first shot he saw, he's like, now I know why you chose golf.
Why did you choose golf? What's the background there?
So I was playing tennis when I was really young, and my dad was watching 2 old couples at the local golf course where I grew up playing in the summer. And while I was having my tennis lesson, my dad watched this old lady and her husband hit 2 golf balls into the water, you know, about 10 feet in front of them. And he goes, man, I can do that. And ever since then, he just got hooked with it, and he knew that I wasn't going to be the tennis player. So he said, let me try golf. And on my 8th birthday, I said, okay, Dad, I'm going to go try. And then ever since then, never let go of golf.
Last follow-up for me here, but do you have any sense of why your story seems to be resonating so widely? Why so many people are tweeting about it, sharing it on Instagram?
Because a lot of people give up on their dreams, probably because they can't afford it. But I've been lucky enough to be with my parents and being able to help me out sometimes to keep living it.
Thank you very much, and good luck this week.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. We'll go over to Ben Everell with PGAtour.com.
Hi, mate, you got me there. Good job. Yeah, look, what was more impressive to you and more important, I guess, was it getting up and down basically from a bush in the first playoff hole when you probably could have felt like everything was against you, or the 20-footer when you knew it was on the line?
Definitely the up and down from the bush. I mean,
Can you
if
run us through what happened?
Yeah, so I was feeling confident with driver. You know, it was a little downwind, blowing a little left to right, and I just thought about just hitting it right down the middle, picking up a specific target. And I just missed it about 10 yards and it just kept rolling down into a little bit of a bush. I was quite actually lucky that I didn't go about a foot further, or I probably would have had to take it unplayable. But I was able to pitch out to the fairway, and I had a similar yardage from the morning, and I had made birdie, so I was like, let's just hit the same shot, and I hit it a little bit better, and I was fortunate enough to make that putt to keep it going.
And then I guess what were the nerves facing the 20-footer?
The first thing I was like, man, I have a chance to, if I make this putt, I'm going to be playing the Valspar. But after that, I was like, okay, I gotta not think about that. I gotta think about putting the best stroke possible, picking out a good line with me and my caddy, and we picked out a great line, and I hit the spot, and it went in the hole.
And I guess one last one for me. Now what for you? Like, do you reset the goals? Are you really going to sort of try to play with a bit of freedom? You've got the chance. Let's just get out there and absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, this is a dream come true. So I'm gonna have to take every opportunity I can, and I know I can do it.
Thanks, mate. Good luck.
Thank you.
Now over to Bob Herrick with ESPN.
Michael, thanks for the time. Can you talk a little bit to your mini tour success? Seems you've won a bunch of tournaments out there. At what level do you need to win at to actually make any money? I mean, how hard is it to eke out a living, even winning as much as you've done?
It's extremely hard. You know, sometimes entry fees are $400 to $600, and if you don't win or come second, I mean, you barely break even. And then it's not like every week is a free entry fee that we're just paying or playing for a prize. Like, if you miss 2 or 3 cuts and each tournament costs you $500, in 2 or 3 weeks you're down $1,500 just in entry fees, not alone practicing, having to worry about paying rent, you know, phone bill, electricity, gas. Hopefully the car's not going to break down. Even with all my success, it's still very, very, very hard to make a living. If I was having to pay rent, I probably still wouldn't be able to play professional golf as much as I've won in the past.
Are you able to say maybe what your best year was money-wise, and then in terms of, and then like what would the net be after all the expenses you had to pay?
2018 was my best year money-wise. I think I made $68,000 on the mini tour. I did Monday qualify for a Corn Ferry event, and I finished 27th, so that was a good paycheck. I probably don't net that much, just with how much, you know, the more money I made, the more I wanted to travel and play bigger stuff. So I mean, if I make a few more dollars, I would like to go and try and do a Monday qualifier, or go play a bigger mini tour event that has a higher entry fee, to where if I play well, I can make a lot more money than just sticking locally.
And lastly, can you speak to the sort of the difference between where you're at and what it would take to be out on tour? I mean, is it a fine line, or do you have to make a lot of improvement to make it on either the Corn Ferry or the PGA Tour?
I mean, I think it's just trying to get 1% better every day. I feel like I'm not that far off. I've missed getting, you know, Corn Ferry status by 1 shot 2 years ago, where I lost the ball in a tree on my 17th hole on the second stage of Q School final round, to miss getting to finals by 1 shot. So I know I'm capable of doing it.
How much of a blow was that? I mean, did it take a little while to get over something like that?
Yeah, it took me about 2 or 3 days. Definitely the car ride back home with my caddy, I don't know how I was able to even drive. You know, we had a 4-hour drive back home, and I'd be staring at the road and I'd just not be thinking about driving. I'd be thinking about what I just gave up because it's my dream to obviously be on the PGA Tour, but stepping stone through the Corn Ferry, it was really heartbreaking. I had a lot of people ask me, how are you able to get over it? I said, I can't think about that, because if I think about that, it'll just make me feel sad, and you can't do that in this game. You have to keep pushing yourself and keep going.
Appreciate it. Thanks and good luck.
Thank you.
With Yahoo Sports, we have Jay Busby. Jay, go ahead.
Thank you, Michael. Thanks for taking the time to speak with us. In the course of those 170,000 miles that you've driven over the last few years, was there a moment when you decided, that's it, I'm done, put the club to the trunk for good, or was there a moment you had to be talked into staying out there on the hunt?
No, I never once thought about quitting. I know I have the game to compete out here, and I never once thought about quitting. I said I gotta keep going. You know, I'm not getting any younger, so just keep on fighting.
And how many tournaments do you play in a year?
I play roughly anywhere from 30 to 45 events. Winter is always probably a little bit slower. We'll probably play more one-day events down in Florida. But in the summer, I do like to travel a little bit more. I'll go up north. So I probably average about three events a month, maybe a little more. I'm the type of player that I like to play a lot rather than play one event and then take 2 weeks, 3 weeks off, play one event, take 2, 3 weeks off. I like to stay active.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Unless there are any other questions, we'll finish up with these two follow-up questions. We'll start off with Sean Fitzgerald with The Athletic.
It's me again. Thanks again for taking these questions. Just in terms of your background, you played 1 year in college, is that correct?
Yes, 1 year in college.
Did you plan to turn pro right away? Was that always the plan, or?
No, but I knew I wasn't gonna stay for very long because I knew I wanted to be a professional. After I left school, I did stay 1 more year amateur, play a couple more events that I couldn't play while I was in school. And I knew it was a time when I finally was starting to make a little bit of money from all the work that I was doing, you know, working 40 hours a week and then going out and playing. It was tough. There was a lot of, I think there were some weeks that I worked 80 hours and then went out and played every day, practiced every day, because I knew that's what I wanted to do.
And my follow-up is, this week, how many people are coming from all over the state to take part in this event?
I don't know. A lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our final question of the afternoon will be from Cameron Morfitt. Cameron, go ahead.
Just a couple really sort of scattershot questions. Your age, are you 27, is that correct?
Yes, 27.
Okay, and then who was the person that you hugged after you made the 20-foot putt in the video there?
My caddy, Kaylor Steger.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is he your caddy like all the time? Or
No, he's one of my best friends. We've been playing and practicing. We met in a couple mini tour events a few years ago, and then you know we started talking to each other, and he's like, yeah, I live in Bradenton. I was like, what? You live in Bradenton? I'm like, I'm in Sarasota. And then we just started playing and practicing probably 5 days a week. We're always competing against each other, trying to make each other better.
And his first name is Caden, you said?
Kaylor, Kaylor.
Kaylor. And what's his last name?
Steger, Steger.
All right. So, and he's trying to make it out as a professional.
Yes, he's He's a pro. He's about almost 2 years younger than me, from Wisconsin.
Do you guys have matches to kind of keep?
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah, we will go out and we'll play, and then we'll have some putting contests, and then he'll always beat me, and then we'll have a ball striking contest, and then I'll always beat him. So we try to make each other better in the areas that we're weaker.
And then just final question, you just mentioned that sometimes you would work these really long hours and then try to keep playing golf.
Yeah.
Were this was working within the game though, right? This was working at golf courses?
Yeah. I worked at Saranoga Golf Club in Sarasota for about 4 years, and there would be times I would close the pro shop at 5, 6 o'clock, and then I'd go out and play 18 holes, wait till darkness. And then there'd be days where I worked 15 hours in the summer trying to do doubles to make a little bit of extra money, and then come out the next day and go on the range, beat 300-400 golf balls, and then go out and play 36 holes on my days off. So I knew this is what I wanted to do.
You ever drive the tractor?
No. I did the pro shop and the cart barn.
Gotcha. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
That's all the questions we have. Thank you, Michael, for taking the time to join us, and best of luck this week.
Thank you.